show Canelo Alvarez body shots. Like maybe there's a video we could look. He's got a beautiful one where he steps in and just and rips that left to the liver, and just your body just goes deep. It just fucking shuts down. It's the weirdest feeling, man. It's like your legs stop working, everything stops working. Your whole body just.
Joe Rogan believes that Terence Crawford, despite his skill, would struggle against Canelo Alvarez due to Canelo's size and strength. Rogan argues that Canelo's physical advantage, combined with his experience in higher weight classes and knockout power, would make him too much for Crawford to handle in a head-to-head fight. He emphasized that while Crawford has excelled in his career, he hasn't yet faced someone as physically imposing and dangerous.
It's pretty clear that he's tangled up in some evils and some demons right now. Do you ever try to reach out to people like that and kind of set them straight?
No, not really. I don't have a relationship with them like that. That's not my place. The guys that's around them. For you to call yourself a friend, a brother, to watch a man like that self-destruct, what type of friend are you? There's not one person in my camp right now that wouldn't grab me and be.
Joe Rogan recently shared his thoughts on a potential Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez matchup, emphasizing that Canelo's size and power could be overwhelming for Crawford. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia has added fuel to the fire, stirring up social media with Twitter feuds targeting both Crawford and Canelo. The back and forths have only intensified the anticipation surrounding these elite fighters. Crawford recently joined Logan Paul's podcast, where he shared his perspective on Garcia, while Canelo's interest.
Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like yes, that. Man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Magino.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones.
Ryan Garcia, never one to shy away from controversy, recently questioned Terence Crawford's standing compared to himself and Canelo Alvarez, hinting that Crawford has yet to reach their level. Garcia remarked that, despite Crawford's skill and dedication, he has a long way to go before matching the prominence of fighters like him or Canelo. Garcia added that real friends wouldn't let him self-destruct like Crawford's circle allegedly does. And he criticized Crawford for, in his view, taking advantage of those around him while gaining little from it. When discussing a potential fight against Crawford, Canelo Alvarez appeared open but emphasized that the match would require serious commitment and preparation. His comments only added to the growing anticipation.
So we said we have to use your name to sell the show?
Yeah. That's what I think.
Good? Having good?
Yeah.
Good. See you in a minute.
Ryan Garcia, never one to shy away from controversy, recently questioned Terence Crawford's standing compared to himself and Canelo Alvarez, hinting that Crawford has yet to reach their level. Garcia remarked that, despite Crawford's skill and dedication, he has a long way to go before matching the prominence of fighters like him or Canelo. Garcia added that real friends wouldn't let him self-destruct like Crawford's circle allegedly does. And he criticized Crawford for, in his view, taking advantage of those around him while gaining little from it. When discussing a potential fight against Crawford, Canelo Alvarez appeared open but emphasized that the match would require serious commitment and preparation. His comments only added to the growing anticipation as fans debate the potential outcomes. The rivalry between these three fighters has sparked intense discussions within the boxing world, with Garcia's remarks injecting even more intrigue into a potential Crawford-Alvarez showdown. The back and forth continues to captivate fans, as each fighter's reputation and skill are weighed in the lead-up to a possible clash. In a recent exchange, Ryan Garcia claimed a fight with Terence Crawford at 168 loves would be a walk in the park, while discussing financial details with Shea Zettel and Sean Showtime Porter. Crawford, in response, fired back, challenging Alvarez's position on weight and financial matters. Garcia even threw down a challenge, daring Crawford to settle their feud in the ring. Crawford, however, pointed out that Alvarez had previously taken on fighters like Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Amir Khan, implying they were lesser opponents, and questioned why Alvarez now appeared hesitant to face him. Crawford also cast doubt on Alvarez's financial assertions, suggesting his earnings from other big-name fights outside of the Mayweather bout might not have been as lucrative as claimed. He speculated that Alvarez could be avoiding their matchup to protect his boxing reputation. Reflecting on his own camp, Crawford added that if he aimed to fight someone like Canelo, his team would make sure he was fully prepared, underscoring that a matchup at this level demands more than just confidence. It's a serious commitment. Ryan Garcia, known for his brash personality, recently took aim at Terence Crawford and his boxing credibility, adding fuel to a fiery conversation within the boxing community. Garcia, in a candid interview on C's TV, labeled Crawford as overhyped and suggested that Canelo Alvarez would easily defeat him if they ever met in the ring. Not one to mince words, Garcia even went as far as to call Crawford a tedious fighter whose primary goal, according to him, is to cash in on the sport rather than contribute to it. Currently under a doping suspension, Garcia continued to provoke, challenging Crawford to come see me in the ring if he disagreed with Garcia's opinion. These remarks have sparked further excitement around the idea of a Crawford-Alvarez showdown, especially after Crawford's recent achievement of winning his fourth world title by defeating Israel Madrimov for the WBA super welterweight belt. Saudi Arabian boxing executive Turki Alik had initially shown interest in facilitating the bout, reportedly extending an invitation to Alvarez. However, Alvarez's reluctance to pursue the fight led Alik to abandon his plans, dampening some of the immediate buzz surrounding the matchup. Despite Garcia's ongoing suspension and the recent controversy over his failed drug test, his bold statements have generated discussion, particularly on the question of whether Crawford's skills truly match his accolades. Garcia dismissed Crawford's abilities, arguing that Crawford's achievements do not stack up to Canelo's, adding that Crawford gets hit a lot in fights. He asserted that even he could defeat Crawford, boosting his own bravado in the lead-up to any potential future bouts. Currently, Alvarez has other challengers, with some in the boxing community speculating on a potential fight between Crawford and the undefeated Virgil Ortiz Jr. following Crawford's decisive victory over Errol Spence.